Let's start another beautiful day where I appreciate the sunshine, the weather, and this amazing iced latte that I made for myself, and I'm gonna sip on it. And it's so good, nothing can ruin my day, literally nothing.
Hey Annie, talk to the graphic designer because the design has a typing error. Annie, have you scheduled all the social media content already? Annie, where's the report from last week's ad campaign?
Hi everyone, in today's video, I'm going to share with you guys how you can manage multiple marketing tasks for a small company, startup, or even for yourself. Let's dig into how it all began. I just graduated from college. I had a vision that I'm gonna be in a marketing team, coming up with different marketing ideas and do whatever marketers do, because quite honestly, I had no idea. I wasn't really putting too much thought into my career other than like, well, in a business, you've got so many other departments and none of them stuck out except for marketing. So that's how I started to apply for jobs, which was probably the most nerve-wracking experience I've had, because to the 17 application I sent out, 13 never replied. I just landed on one job. I went to the company and I was just so excited to learn. I was so excited to do whatever. My attitude hasn't changed ever since. I'm still very excited to do new projects, which is why I do this YouTube channel. And I realized that I've become the one-person marketing department. So at first, I was doing what I was very used to doing, which is creating social media content. All right, so I was doing posts, but I wasn't really a video editor. Like, my skills today are massively different what I've done a couple of years ago when I applied. I was very limited in terms of creating content as well. My copywriting skills were the only thing that I could do, but I didn't speak Vietnamese, so then my bilingual skills were also a little bit off. Over the few months, I started to learn more. I started to push myself out of my comfort zone a little bit more. Planning content, I was social media designs, creating and planning ad campaigns. I reported the ad campaigns and asked for budget based on the results. Eventually, I ended up doing some sales as well, which is probably the last straw where I quit my job. Now, I don't want you guys to think that this was a horrible job. They used me. This job was quite frankly one of the best experiences I've had in my career, because it showed me on day one from my first actual marketing job what is it like at least to become a marketer. I was wearing different hats and I ended up talking to myself every day whether I should do this or do that, or should I ask for help. The reason why I could actually manage to do so many things at once, because I learned the following 3 steps. Number 1, automate your week. Simply means that you start to have a dedicated day for a dedicated task. So I didn't spend all my week creating content, and I didn't spend every day managing a Facebook ad campaign, because what you need to remember that everyone only looks at you after 1 week is done. And by the end of the week, you should show them that you did A, B, C, D, but it doesn't mean that you do all ABCD tasks every single day. Number 2 is delegate things that you are not good at, but it's easy for others to do. Probably heard about delegation, but we all struggle with it. And I know that people management is probably the hardest thing to do on earth. The first taste I got into management was this situation where I was wearing too many hats. Realized that there are people around me who could help me with things I suck at. And for me, it was writing in Vietnamese and graphics. Because we were an after-school center, I realized that we've got some teaching assistants around here whose first language is obviously Vietnamese. For them to translate an English copy is not that difficult to get it out of my way. With one of the TAs to help me, and the both of us got along quite well. I was happier because he got more hours to get money for. And I was happy because my social media was still consistent, my work was consistent, and it was available for both English-speaking and Vietnamese-speaking people. And then the second one is graphics. So I didn't want to create designs to run ads for, because if you run ads, you might as well make the design very professional, something that it's worth looking at in order to run ad campaigns. I found out that there was a graphic designer that the company used to work with, but none of the people in the company knew how to communicate with the freelance person. So all I had to do was contact the guy and ask him like, hey, I need these designs and I know you can do it. I can help you to do your job easier so that it gets my job done faster. It resulted in me investing maybe 1 day of planning into the content, which was done for a month. And if you guys watch my previous video, take these content batching principles or lessons into independent project, which is my podcast and my YouTube channel right now. But yeah, that was the first time I learned how to batch content, but at the same time, I had somebody professional helping me out. Moral of the story is that delegation is difficult, but start with the things that you really suck at. And if you're scared, whether your boss is not going to approve of it or your manager is not going to approve of it, wrap it in a way that is beneficial for them. We are always looking for win-win-win situations. In order to get that, you have to wrap your message in a way that helps company productivity. It helps us to whatever your boss wants to hear, but usually your boss wants to hear more money, more productivity, and more active team members. So wrap it around these three things, and then pretty sure that your boss will approve of you. The last thing I want to take away here is like, learn for the sake of doing. So a lot of times we learn to know a lot of things, like getting better at conversations or like just becoming very smart in your circle. But in a career environment, I think it's better if you learn for the sake of doing, because you already have a real life case study to apply your learning, which I think it makes learning a lot more fun. You're not only learning it for the sake of, knowing things, but you really apply it in your job and you can learn a lot faster. Though I had a university degree and I really worked hard for it, a lot of the times we don't learn the actual hands-on skills that we need at the job. So for example, how to run Facebook ads, how to run Google ads, content that is more engaging for audiences, or like literally what is A/B test something, right? So those things that universities only mention, we really have to use it in real life. In order to, I guess, accelerate your learning, it's better to learn things when you need to do it. When I was working at this company, I had to learn Facebook ads so I can run the ad campaigns, to learn simple graphic designs, like what is it like to have a balanced picture, or you need to look at a design and say, this is absolutely crap, or this is good, let's do this. So copywriting was something that like, okay, everybody can write, like we go to school for it, but like how do you write in a way that communicates your product, how to communicate to the person you want to sell to. Back then, I didn't have ChatGPT. Nowadays, if I was to start again, I would learn how to prompt and listen to Ben Gorman's episode on the Aspiring CMO podcast. No promotion intended. And get stuck, you eventually have to seek out help outside from your company. So we often hold on to work as if the only resource for us to learn new things, but actually if you go outside, network a little bit, and find people who can help you, can bring a lot more value back to your company or to your projects. And this is how I landed into SEO, search engine optimization. But that's a different video for another day. If you stayed this far, thank you so much for watching, and make sure you make sure you stay tuned for Thursday for a new Aspiring CMO podcast episode where I interview successful CMOs, chief marketing officers, and entrepreneurs. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel to see more goofy marketing videos like this. And I'll see you on Thursday. Bye!